They say teammates share everything: sweat, struggle, and victory, but sometimes they cross lines that should never be touched. In the world of basketball, loyalty isn't just about passing the ball, it's about trust. Yet when that trust is shattered, it leaves scars that last a lifetime. And nothing breaks a locker room faster than getting involved with a teammate's spouse. Still, some NBA stars ignored that unspoken rule, turning brotherhood into betrayal. Take Shaquille O'Neal, for instance, one of the most dominant players in NBA history, known for his charisma on the court and chaos off it. In 2010, Shaq's wife, Shawnee O'Neal, accused him of having an affair with Laura Govan, who was engaged to NBA star Gilbert Arenas and mother to his children. The bond between teammates is built on a silent bro code, one that forbids stepping into another man's home life. But in 2011, that fragile code shattered when Shaq's alleged affair with Laura exploded into headlines. Laura and Gilbert had been together since 2002. A 12-year love story turned into a tabloid nightmare after explicit emails between Shaq and Laura surfaced online. Laura tried to brush it off, claiming the messages were fake, even saying she'd never be with Shaq because, quote, his feet were too big and disturbing. But her defense fell flat, especially when Shawnee took decisive action, filing for divorce soon after. The fallout was brutal. Gilbert Arenas, once known for his killer instincts on the court, suddenly found himself heckled by fans using the scandal to tear him down. "I'm at the free throw line," he once recalled, "and all I hear is Shaq. Shaq. Then I look over and see two kids behind the bench doing this. Man, I damn near lost it." The humiliation was public, relentless, and unforgettable. Though Laura and Gilbert eventually reconciled, their relationship couldn't survive the chaos. By 2014, their long, on-and-off engagement finally ended. As for Shaq, his romantic history had always been colorful. So while the affair shocked the world, for those who knew his past, it felt like another chapter in a familiar story. Shaq himself would later reflect on his struggles with fidelity in his memoir Shaq Uncut, My Story, admitting that constant attention from women made temptation nearly impossible to resist. But even legends fall, and for Shaq, the man larger than life, the damage from this scandal would follow him far beyond the court. That in his memoir Shaq Uncut, My Story, the legendary big man didn't shy away from addressing the chaos in his personal life. He admitted that while he did stray from his marriage to Shawnee, he never intended to do it disrespectfully. But in her own memoir, Undefeated, Shawnee revealed the heartbreaking truth. She and Shaq had a deep, emotional conversation years after their separation, where he confessed that his infidelity was driven by ego. "Every affair," she wrote, "was a conquest, a fleeting victory for his pride." Yet Shaq's scandal was just the beginning of a much darker pattern that seemed to haunt the NBA. In 2014, the Indiana Pacers, once a powerhouse, were suddenly in free fall after a shocking Game 1 loss to the Washington Wizards. Fans blamed fatigue, but whispers inside the locker room told a different story. Allegations surfaced that star forward Paul George had been sleeping with teammate Roy Hibbert's wife, a betrayal so deep it fractured the team from within. The rumors first appeared on a site called Baller Alert, claiming George and Hibbert's wife had exchanged intimate messages on Instagram before their affair was exposed, after she broke down and confessed. The revelation reportedly destroyed Hibbert's confidence, leading to one of the worst stretches of his career, while tension between teammates erupted. During a heated practice, Lance Stevenson reportedly called out Hibbert in front of everyone, sparking a violent altercation with Evan Turner. "We were tussling, grabbing each other's throats, scratching. It got real," Turner later admitted. But this wasn't the first time Paul George's name had been tied to scandal. Months before the Hibbert drama, he was rumored to have impregnated a Miami stripper while dating Callie Rivers, the daughter of Coach Doc Rivers. Yet even that paled compared to what came next. In 2014, Andrew Bynum, another NBA star, was accused of an affair with Christina Anderson, the fiancée of Jamal Mosley, his own assistant coach. The Cleveland Cavaliers had suspended Bynum for conduct detrimental to the team, refusing to elaborate, but insiders claimed the reason was far more explosive. An anonymous source, allegedly a player's wife, confirmed that Bynum and Mosley's fiancée had been secretly involved before being caught. Though the Cavs publicly denied it, saying the report was entirely not true, few believed it. After all, would any franchise want that story out? Bynum's on-court production vanished, and his reputation never recovered. But scandals like this didn't just belong to rising stars. Even champions fell. Just weeks after Tony Parker signed a $50 million contract extension in 2010, his wife, Eva Longoria, filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. What seemed like a perfect Hollywood love story suddenly unraveled when reports revealed that Parker had allegedly been exchanging hundreds of intimate text messages with Erin Barry, the wife of his former Spurs teammate Brent Barry. Eva confirmed her heartbreak in an interview with Mario Lopez, saying she'd discovered the messages herself. Erin denied the affair, but it was too late. The damage was done. She filed for divorce. Brent followed soon after, and both marriages collapsed in a matter of months. NBA legend Rick Barry, Brent's father, called the ordeal devastating, saying, "I'm in shock. This is the straw that broke the camel's back." Brent and Erin had been together for 12 years and shared 2 sons, but the betrayal cut too deep to heal. By early 2011, both divorces were finalized, 2 families torn apart, 2 friendships destroyed, and one more reminder that even the brightest stars in the NBA cast the darkest shadows when the lights go out. Though the alleged affair between Tony Parker and Erin Barry was never officially confirmed, those close to the situation suggested there was truth behind the whispers. Even Rick Barry, Brent's father, admitted the scandal, or at least the revelation of it, was likely the final straw in a marriage that was already falling apart. But while crossing the line with a teammate's wife is one thing, what happens when that line blurs, when love, loyalty, and betrayal collide after the marriage ends? That's exactly what happened with Derek Fisher and Matt Barnes, 2 former Los Angeles Lakers teammates whose bond was shattered in dramatic fashion. Barnes, once married to reality TV star Gloria Govan, had endured a turbulent relationship that survived only for the sake of their twin boys. But after their divorce, Fisher began dating Gloria, a move that sent shockwaves through the NBA. When Barnes found out, rage took over. He reportedly drove 15 minutes to Gloria's house, jumped the fence, and stormed inside. "So I hit him," Barnes later admitted. He flies into the sliding glass door. What followed was pure chaos, a violent scuffle involving multiple people, screams echoing through the home, and headlines that exploded across sports media. The fallout was ugly, but years later, Fisher and Gloria would get married in 2021, while Barnes was awarded full custody of his sons after a tense court battle that forced Gloria into anger management and parenting classes. Time eventually cooled the feud. Barnes later admitted he'd made peace, saying his only concern was his kids' well-being. But Fisher's story was far from the last. Next came another Lakers scandal, this one involving Shannon Brown and Pau Gasol. Teammates, champions, brothers in victory, until whispers of betrayal tore through their locker room. Gasol had just called off his engagement to Spanish fiancée Silvia Lopez Castro when rumors surfaced that she'd been romantically involved with Brown during the 2010 to 2011 season. The betrayal hit hard. Gasol's playoff numbers plummeted, and the Lakers' dream of a three-peat championship fell apart. The team declined to re-sign Brown at the end of the season, and though he publicly denied the affair, posting, "I did not sleep with Pau Gasol's woman." First and last time addressing this, the damage was done. His denial couldn't silence the speculation, especially when teammate Andrew Bynum added fuel to the fire, saying, "Obviously, we have trust issues, and unless we talk about them, nothing will change." When asked if he meant on the court or in the locker room, his cold reply, "Both," said everything. And just when it seemed the drama couldn't get any deeper, another twist emerged. Rumors that Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, had advised Sylvia to leave Gasol because of his alleged infidelity. Whether true or not, the chaos surrounding Pau's personal life bled into his performance and haunted the team long after. Years later, Gasol can finally laugh about it all, but in that moment, even a man as composed as Pau learned that in the NBA, betrayal doesn't always happen on the court.